these desperate attempts they keep making to jab at Trump is really just putting their sliminess on display for everybody to see, quite frankly. And it's really sickening, and it's really just baffling the fact that like, you really think that Trump is just gonna let you play him like that. Like, it's the wildest thing. They keep trying the same game on him. They couldn't get him with the judges. They couldn't get him with the fines and the fees and stuff like that. All those cases fell on their faces. Then some kid, I don't know if he was hired or what. Then they get this kid to go up and literally try to assassinate him. Okay, Trump lives. Kid missed, thank God, of course. And then there's this. Comment down below some other crazy things that maybe I did not mention here. Okay, I'm sure there's plenty more. And then you have this. He's on the stage, and it's a clear ambush. Okay, it's like they don't think we can see this stuff. It's a clear ambush, and then they're going to try to sit here and paint him in this light of, oh, he's racist and he's a dictator and this is Hitler reincarnated and all that kind of stuff. And Project 2025, and he's going to ruin America, and he is the Antichrist. I just want y'all to know he's the Antichrist, and he's going to ruin everybody's lives. He's coming for your kids. He's coming for your jobs. He's coming for everybody. And don't vote Trump. Whatever you do, Kamala is our savior. She is the saint. She is sent by God. And if you're anti-Kamala, you are charcoal for hell. That's how. It's insane that the stuff they have said. It's insane the backlash that we get for sitting here and just choosing to vote in common sense. It's insane to sit here and actually get shamed for wanting to see our country be great again. I mean, I'm kind of fed up. I'm not kind of, I am. Are you fed up? Comment down below what you guys think about this. I genuinely want to know, because I'm getting all this backlash for sitting here and simply stating the facts. Okay, simply stating the obvious reality of this entire thing, and they hate it. They hate it. Okay, they're trying to attack the channel. They're attacking the comments, and then you guys, I'm sure you guys have gotten backlash and stuff like that, because anybody who says, oh, they're for Trump out here is like, oh, you've just been labeled an enemy of the state. It's the most craziest thing. So I'm sitting here and I'm like, wow, they just keep going. This stuff just keeps continuing on and on. And I'm really amazed. And I really think that Trump really handled this entire attack at his character and his integrity really well. I really think that he really held frame very well. He was very straightforward. And I think those are some things right there that the American people really love about Trump. The MAGA people, the people who are MAGA and support Trump, I think that's one of the things that we really admire about him is the fact that how his boldness and his just realness, his authenticity. Okay, we really appreciate that about him. He's not all like politically. I know that's not a word, but I just made it once, so there's that. But yeah, he's not all like super political. Okay, he's just very straightforward. He's very common sense, logic, straightforwardness. This is what it is. Okay, I'm not sugarcoating anything. This is what it is, whether you like it or not. This is what it's going to be. And that's something that I know a lot of the American people really want back in office. Okay, not all these, granted, there's going to be things that don't get accomplished. Okay, that's like, it's politics. But at the end of the day, one thing that we know for sure is Trump is definitely, if he says he's going to put in his best effort, I definitely believe that we can trust that Trump will put in his best effort to see things through, which is something that I really admire. And you can kind of get that feeling of reassuredness when you listen to Trump due to his authenticity and his realness and his boldness. It's very reassuring. So comment down below what you guys think. Okay, that, and the idea of people voting in socialism is insane to me. How do you guys want socialism and don't want to sit here and strive to be better? Okay, you just want things handed to you. You got to be kidding me. Like, this is America. It's a land of opportunity. Granted, okay, I know that our country has its own issues and its own flaws, but no place is perfect. And it'll never be perfect, okay? But what it is a land of opportunity, okay? And if you're against Trump, you're against your own freedom at this point, okay? That's really what it's coming down to. So it's really amazing to me how these people don't see that, and how everybody wants to experiment with this DEI stuff. I'm like, To me, DEI equals DIE. All right. The jokes write themselves at this point. And it's like everything they do just falls flat on its face. So that's been my experience and what I've been noticing, just paying attention to this entire political arena. Comment down below what you guys have noticed and what are your frustrations with this current economy? What are your thoughts about Trump? What are your thoughts about Kamala Harris? I ask that you guys definitely keep it respectful. And other than that, let's get right into this video, you guys. And I will give my thoughts periodically throughout the video, but more so on the back end. Again, thank you to everyone who watches these videos all the way through, leaves a positive comment, shares these videos. If you share the videos on Instagram, Twitter, or whatever the case, definitely tag me and all that so I can repost the video and share it and shout you out and all that great stuff. Thank you to everyone who donates to the channel. We definitely do our best to get the truth out. I greatly appreciate all donations. And thank you to everybody who is a part of the King Squad. You guys are the bomb.com. And I hope everybody's drinking their water, having a great and prosperous day, a blessed day, a beautiful day. And stay awesome, okay? You woke up this morning, continue to just have a great day. Even if you didn't have a great day, you're watching the best channel well, how do I say this? You guys are awesome people. This is the best channel on earth. You're the best. You guys are the best. We're the best. Everybody's the best. I'm going to say it like that. Okay. It slipped my mind for 2 seconds. So yeah, that's that. Anywho, I'm keeping it real. I'm keeping it real, guys. Okay. I'm doing my best out here. So that's that. Slipped my mind for a second. But yeah, if you're not having a great day, drink some water and relax. Enjoy yourself. If you're not having a great day, continue to have a great day right now. All right. You woke up this morning. Let's go.
Holy friggin' moly, he does it again. Donald Trump, the absolute savage, walks directly into enemy territory. Of course, it was hectic. He was attacked and ridiculed. That right there is pretty much par for the course. A lot of people are trying to spin this event as bad for Trump, but I don't know, I don't see it the same way. Trump once again proves that he's willing to have the tough conversations. He's willing to go directly into enemy territory and defend his stances and record. Meanwhile, Kamala Harris is pretending to be tough with this whole say it to my face messaging.
I do hope you'll reconsider to meet me on the debate stage. Because as the saying goes, if you've got something to say it to my face.
But when
she doesn't want that. I'm going to just say that right now. She does not want that.
push comes to shove, she's a frickin' no-show, especially in places that would be hostile to her presence. The left, of course, is trying to spin a narrative, but let's just delve into the facts, shall we? We've got some stuff to get into, so let's roll the tape. Alright folks, so once again, it's a big controversy. Apparently Donald Trump sank his campaign after a massively embarrassing showing at the NABJ. That's what the Democrats are saying. The NABJ is the National Association of Black Journalists. That's what the media is reporting. Turn on CNN, and apparently the whole crowd was laughing at him. And the journalists were right to label him as a racist.
Is the conversation going on here? There was a gasp, and then there was laughter. And laughter, mocking laughter, the kind of laughter that is uncomfortable for any candidate in a room. People were taken aback by when you guys are talking about what he said about Vice President Kamala Harris saying.
But it was Rachel Scott's question, which was a fair one and an accurate one, where she said to former President Trump, you have made false claims about former President Obama. You have attacked Congresswomen of color, black DAs, black journalists. You had dinner with a white supremacist. Now that you are asking black supporters to vote for you, why should they trust you?
Yeah, pretty much par for the course, exactly what you might expect coming out of CNN. But now the question is, what's the reality? Well, I'd argue it's a little bit different from what the media is reporting. They're taking a couple clips where the journalists were a little bit tough with Trump and pretending as if that's the demise of his campaign, when really it's just par for the course. Donald Trump shows up in a place where you would expect him to be booed. He's pretty much public enemy number one there. A room full of black journalists in Chicago. Not exactly MAGA country. Of course, they're gonna laugh at him and boo him. I mean, really? That's the headline? Left-wing journalists in Chicago attack Donald Trump. That's not even a headline. It's essentially par for the course. That's what's been going on for the last 8 years straight. That's not a headline. But Trump going in there and taking those questions head on, showing once again that he's totally unafraid and hitting back with the truth, you know, stuff like this.
Your own supporters, including Republicans on Capitol Hill, have labeled Vice President Kamala Harris, who is the first Black and Asian American woman to serve as vice president and be on a major party ticket as a DEI hire. Is that acceptable language to you? And will you tell those Republicans and those supporters to stop it?
How do you define DEI? Go ahead.
Woo! Love to see it. Love to see it. And this is what we love about Trump. He's bold, he's straightforward, and he stands on his own 2 feet. Love to see it.
How do you define
diversity, equity, inclusion?
Okay, yeah, go ahead. Is that what your definition?
That is
give me a
literally
definition
the words
then. Would you give me a definition
DEI.
of that? Give me a definition of
Sir,
that.
I'm asking you a question,
No,
a
you
very
have to
direct
define
question.
it. Define it for me if you
I
would.
just defined it, sir. Do you believe that Vice President Kamala Harris is only on the ticket because she is a Black woman?
Well, I can say no. I think it's maybe.
She's not even Black.
Be a little bit different. So I've known her a long time indirectly, not directly very much, and she was always of Indian heritage, and she was only promoting Indian heritage. I didn't know she was Black until a number of years ago when she happened to turn Black, and now she wants to be known as Black. So I don't know, is she Indian or is she Black?
She is always
But you know
identified as
what?
a Black woman.
I respect.
Here we go. Here we go. How are you a journalist at that? You write down lies. How? She's always identified as a Black woman. Even Stevie Wonder can see through that. Anyways.
Historically Black college.
I respect either one, but she obviously doesn't, because she was Indian all the way, and then all of a sudden she made a turn and she became a Black person.
Just to be clear, sir, do
And
you
I
believe
think,
that
I think
she is
somebody should look into that too when you ask. Continue in a very hostile, nasty tone.
Yeah, that's the story. Trump, once again, is right. And I know, the left is pearl clutching and screeching, oh, how dare he, how horrible. But again, he's right. I know it's offensive, it's controversial, but just because you're butthurt doesn't change the facts. The left is trying to claim that it's a ridiculous statement Donald Trump is attacking Kamala Harris in horrible racist remark, but there's nothing racist about what he said. What he said is true. Kamala Harris, for her entire career, has been an Indian woman. The first Indian woman elected to the Senate, the first Indian woman to claim the position of top cop, top prosecutor, attorney general. And then all of a sudden, as she enters general election politics, she goes from Indian woman to now Black woman. How does that happen? The left, of course, is playing semantic games. A fact check false, CNN says. Look at this chyron. Kamala Harris, in fact, did not turn into a Black woman. Yeah, obviously, and another thing that's obvious, it's obvious that that's not what he meant. Donald Trump obviously wasn't implying that Kamala Harris literally or physically changed her physical appearance and biology in order to become a Black woman. That's not what he's saying. The point is, they're obviously playing with her race as a totally vapid, empty pandering tool. It seems blatantly obvious to me exactly what he meant, but apparently it's so controversial and insulting and racist. Why? Because a bunch of journalists in the room gasped? No, that's pretty much exactly what's expected. You know, maybe my perception is totally off. I'm seeing a lot of people panicking on Twitter. Why would Trump do this? Why did he do this to himself? But I'm sitting here asking, do what? What exactly did he do? Answer questions honestly? I don't think this was a bad look. In fact, I think Donald Trump planted a couple seeds of doubt here that should continue to develop. It's obvious that Kamala Harris is attempting to use her skin color as a political commodity. Kamala Harris grew up in Canada in a Hindu household. Now her entire shtick is that she's a Black American with deep roots to African American culture? That is absurd. The implication is that she's a Black American and therefore all Black Americans must show up and vote for her. But really, she has no legitimate cultural claim. I mean, maybe to a certain extent, but definitely not to the extent that the campaign is currently playing to. I mean, the pandering is obvious now, isn't it?
Because you see, Fayetteville, when we get this thing done on Tuesday, Joe Biden and I are about to get rid of that tax bill. And you all helped us win in 2020, and we're going to do it again in 2024. Yes, we will.
Yeah, it's really disgusting to me. It reminds me of Hillary Clinton saying the hot sauce in her purse. I was like, wow, that's crazy. Okay. Well, yeah, no.
Kamala Harris is faking a southern accent and talking about collard greens. She grew up in Canada in a Hindu household. So again, how is what Trump said controversial? Well, the answer is it's not, and a lot of people are asking very similar questions. Here's a recent video from Judge Joe Brown.
And she was everybody's favorite Hindu Indian prosecutor and attorney general and senator, and now she becomes black. But, you know, I met her daddy, fine gentleman, Professor Harris. And the problem with her being black is Professor Harris says he's Caucasian, mixed Irish and Hindu. He doesn't have any black ancestors, but his Irish ancestors owned a lot of slaves in Jamaica and had them to work on plantation. So if mama is on the birth certificate listed as a Caucasian, daddy says he's a Caucasian Hindu and has no black ancestors, how did she get to be black?
Is Judge Joe Brown now a horrible racist who's totally discredited himself? No, of course not. It's actually a pretty valid concern. But of course, the tactic here is to gaslight Trump into oblivion and Trump supporters, as if Donald Trump behaved so completely erratic and insane. MAGA boys, it's game over. No, none of what he said was insane or controversial, even his comments relating to pardoning January 6 hostages.
What's going to happen to those people? What's going to happen to the people in Portland that destroyed that city?
But sir, my question is on those.
What's going to happen to
my
the
question
people
is
that
on
tried
those
to
rioters who assaulted officers.
You have to
would you pardon
what's
those
going to
people?
happen? Oh, absolutely, I would.
You would pardon
innocent,
those?
If they're innocent, I would pardon them.
They've been convicted.
And by the way, the Supreme Court just well, they were convicted by a very tough system. They were. How come the people that tried to burn down Minneapolis? How come the people that took over a large percentage of Seattle, how come nothing happened to them?
You know, of course, Democrats are saying that he's a thug, that he's a criminal, a fascist for even suggesting this. But again, he's right. And in fact, a lot of these hostages have recently been released from prison. As it turns out, Joe Biden's DOJ illegitimately charged hundreds of people with a totally unrelated law, a law that was used for financial crimes that spawned during the Enron scandal. The federal government was illegitimately putting people in prison. That happened. But now apparently Trump's the crazy one for suggesting that these people were illegitimately imprisoned and should be pardoned. Absolutely not. He's freaking right. And in my view, he's proving the left wrong. They're saying that he's a coward. He doesn't want to show up to debate Kamala Harris. He's running away. He's running scared. Yeah, clearly Trump isn't running scared of anything. He's going in the most hostile of environments and saying what he believes regardless of whether or not people are laughing at him. You know, the last time this happened, he was totally vindicated. We all remember when he showed up at the UN and our foreign allies decided to make a mockery of him.
Germany will become totally dependent on Russian energy if it does not immediately change course. Here in the Western Hemisphere, we are committed to maintaining our independence from the encroachment of expansionist foreign powers.
Well, who in the end was vindicated? Donald Trump was vindicated. Supposedly he's the crazy one, laugh it up at the Donald. It's yet again a bunch of smug, highly connected elitists trying to paint Donald Trump as a pariah, as a cultural taboo. He's crazy, don't go anywhere near him. But he's not crazy, and honestly I thought he kept his cool, considering how horrible these journalists were acting. I don't think this is going to tank his campaign. You know, these people already hate him. The people who buy into the left-wing narratives are going to watch this and just have their biases confirmed, but there's a whole group of other people having a completely different reaction, probably scratching their heads wondering why he's being treated so poorly, why they're attacking him and constantly interrupting him, and probably a lot of those people are going to be curious as to why he said the things that he said. They're going to do their own research, you know, Brian Stelter and the Democrat Party's worst nightmare, and they're going to realize that actually, maybe there's merit to what he was saying. You know, maybe some peaceful people did get swept up during the DOJ's very harsh reaction to January 6th, and maybe Kamala Harris is really attempting to manipulate people with the issue of race. What we saw wasn't concerning. It's essentially a microcosm of what the last 8 years has been. This sort of interaction between President Trump and the media in a lot of ways has always benefited Donald Trump. And so I guess the question is, why should this be any different? He's right, leftoids are coping, and I just don't see what the big fuss is about. Anyways, that's pretty much.
Yep, there you have it. They're always doing that. They're always taking it, whatever happened, and remixing it into their own wicked narrative. Okay, and Kamala Harris is definitely out here pandering. Definitely out here pandering for that vote. Okay, she's definitely out here pandering for that vote. And they hate Trump because Trump equals the truth. All right, Trump tells it like it is. He tells the truth, and that's why we really just love President Trump. Honestly, all right. We get tired of the lies. We get tired of being fed just porridge all day, okay, and nonsense and media crap. All right, we want the real deal. We want to know exactly what's going on. We want change. All right. We want to see things get fixed. All right. These are the people that talk like this, how I'm talking right now, are the people who care about our country. All right. The people who care about raising their families and having better health and out here actually working hard to put on food on the table for their families and stuff like that. Okay. The people who don't want to see that kind of stuff are the ones voting in for whatever Biden did this with Easter and National Visibility Day for certain groups of people and funding certain wars and sabotaging things and all this other nonsense. And the Bidenomics and all that kind of stuff, really making it impossible to live out here as an everyday American citizen. So it's typical. It's really disgusting and it's typical. So that's all for this video, you guys. I appreciate everybody who watched this video all the way through. Definitely make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Really helps the video get pushed out there so more people can enjoy this content just like you. And comment down below what your thoughts were about that entire NABJ situation. That what is it? NAGP? JP? NABJ? I have to see it again. But yeah, definitely comment down below what your guys' thoughts was about that. I definitely didn't think Trump said anything wrong. I think he just told the truth. And then they flipped the script on him and tried to make it seem like he's this bad, villainous person, which they usually do. But as always, this stuff usually turns around in Trump's favor, and that's my thoughts on it. So that's all for this video, you guys. I will see you guys in the next one. Definitely drink your water and continue to have a great and prosperous day. Stay blessed. Peace.